Top 10 challenges of doing business in Vietnam. Starting a business. Dealing with construction permits, getting electricity, registering property, getting credit, protecting investors doing business in Vietnam, paying taxes, trading across borders, enforcing contracts and resolving insolvency. Culture. 1. Starting a business. There are more than 10 procedures to undertake when starting a business in Vietnam, making it among the most complex startup environments in the world. What's more, many tasks facing new corporate entities may be unfamiliar to overseas companies, making the task far more rigorous. 2. Dealing with construction permits. It takes 110 days and 11 procedures to get permits for construction in Vietnam, once again requiring interaction with several official departments. Inspections must be carried out by the Department of Construction and the municipality, and certificates should be obtained from the Firefighters Prevention Department, the Department of Construction and the Department of Natural Resources and Environment. 3. Getting electricity. Getting electrical connection is among the most rigorous tasks facing startups in Vietnam, taking 115 days to complete and costing a significant percentage of income per capita. Inspections by the local power corporation are required before completing processes with the Traffic and Transport Department and the Firefighters Prevention Department. 4. Registering property. Registering property in Vietnam takes 57 days to complete, which is far higher than the OECD norm but around average for East Asia and Pacific. Contracts between the transferor and the transferee are signed before taxation is paid and registration for the right to use land is complete. 5. Getting credit. Vietnam is home to quite a stable credit environment, and obtaining capital is a relatively smooth process for businesses. However, the lack of a private credit bureau can make the process a little trickier for overseas firms. 6. Protecting investors doing business in Vietnam. Investor protection is an area in which Vietnam needs to improve. It is ranked in 169th place by the World Bank and IFC, with a weak director liability index and shareholder suits index. 7. Paying taxes. There are massive 30 to corporate tax payments to be made each year, which takes an average of 870 to company hours to complete, compared to the OECD norm of 176 and the East Asia and Pacific average of 209. Taxation is one of the most burdensome processes of doing business in Vietnam. 8. Trading across borders. Given its strong manufacturing base and reliance on interconnectivity, trading across borders is a cheap endeavor. However, that isn't to say the process is not complicated, and the stream of documentation required for both importing and exporting highlights that cross-border trade can be difficult at the best of times. 9. Enforcing contracts and resolving insolvency. Enforcing contracts takes 400 days to complete and 30 for procedures. Resolving insolvency is a far more laborious process, taking 5 years on average to complete and with a low recovery rate. 10. Culture. The Vietnamese believe in the teachings of the early Chinese philosopher Confucius, which emphasize the importance of relationships, responsibility and obligation. Vietnam is also a collectivist country, and community concerns will almost always come before business or individual needs.